Hi, I'm Richard Randall, and welcome to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. This is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Colorado's Real Estate Authority, Barb Schlinker. Barb Schlinker is a retired Navy veteran. Barb's an author. Barb Schlinker is also a pilot, and Barb and her team enjoy all that Colorado and the Front Range have to offer. Barb, always great to be talking with you. Now, Your Real Estate Voice is a weekly show where listeners can get to hear inside information about buying and selling real estate from you, the expert, Barb Schlinker. Barb, what are we covering today?
Well, Richard, I'm excited about talking about these topics because a lot of people are very interested in them. Like I did a video a couple years ago, just a real short video in front of this house about what do luxury buyers want in a home. And it went, I got thousands of views, which is for me is a lot. It's kind of surprising. And so it definitely sparks interest with people. That's our first topic is what Colorado luxury home buyers are looking for. And we're going to dive into what defines luxury. It's different depending on where you are. And the next topic is what to do if your house doesn't sell. I just got off the phone with the seller. Same problem, lots and lots of showings, but nobody is pulling the trigger. So we're trying to strategize. How do we make this happen? And then the third topic is what to ask a real estate agent when interviewing agents. And it's fine to talk to more than one just to compare. I find it striking that in real estate, especially after coming from the Navy, that there is no job description to be a real estate agent. It's just 1 month of school, and they throw you out there and say, go earn some commission and bring me some of that money. That's basically how it works. So everybody kind of defines themselves and they're a product of their own experiences, which are all different. So it makes it very interesting. And then the last topic is how do I get the highest offer on my house? It's a question I work with my sellers all the time. And as always, I love covering hot new listings. Richard?
Barb, so some home buyers are not financially affected by rising interest rates. I think that it's true of the home, I think it's true of the luxury home buying market. So, what are Colorado luxury home buyers looking for when it comes to a home?
Well, Richard, we're actually seeing luxury homes sell faster than the first-time home buyer or move-up buyer right now. And I think it's partly because they're not as affected by the economy. They have probably have some paid for homes, or they're able to take a home equity line of credit and buy their next home without any problem. So those are moving pretty fast, but they're quite particular about what they want in their home. So, in this segment, we're going to talk about the things that they want in their home and what motivates them to make a large investment in real estate like that. But first, let's talk about luxury because it's very different depending on where you are. I remember years ago, I got a postcard from one of my clients and she lived in the San Francisco area and she bought a house here in Colorado Springs. And she sent me this postcard of this literal shack in the field. She goes, $1 million listing in San Francisco, because that's probably what that would cost out there. So it depends on where you are. It depends on what location, even within a city. Some areas are more expensive than others. And it's not always price that defines luxury. As an example, the median price in Douglas County is 835,000. Monument, you can buy a regular production style home that's 5 feet away from the next house for as much as $1 million. So it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. But at the end of the day, real estate is based on a lot of different things. Like as an example, living in certain parts of town are more expensive. Living in certain school districts tend to be more expensive because they have the best rated schools. And the things that really drive up the value are number one, location. Number two, the finishes inside the home. And then the third thing would be the amenities. It could be the layout of the floor plan, it could be the views, the lot, that kind of thing. And then the last item really involves the functionality of the home, the convenience, the comfort in living there, and what some of the luxury buyers are looking at. And certain things can absolutely drive up value of a home. Some things are in the home seller's control and some are not, like the location. You can't change the location. You can't always change your floor plan, but you might be able to do an addition. A lot of people that do additions and tear out walls and get creative usually do quite well when they do that. But some of the locations that tend to drive up prices are private gated communities, higher acreage locations, places near some fun activity like clubhouses, skiing, hiking, and school districts. And then the finishes outside and inside the home are very important as well. It's weird how quickly things become dated. In fact, I was just watching a video about this today, that all of a sudden some of the colors that I thought were fairly in style, oh, they're going out. And the big thing this year is to completely immerse your room in jewel colors like dark purple or deep dark green or deep dark red. Would you like that, Richard? Do the ceiling, the walls in dark colors like that?
Boy, that does not appeal to me. I mean, maybe if you had tans and grays, perhaps, but not dark colors like that.
Yeah. I mean, for a while, the trends were we went through the gray trend, and some of the grays were very kind of gunmetal, sort of cold. Then we went even further into the white kitchen, into the cold area, white everything, white cabinets, white counters, which is still very popular with buyers. And then they went into the kind of light white oak looking floors and cabinets. And now that's gone by the wayside and they're going with darker woods. And, I've been doing this a lot of years. This is my 29th year in real estate. I've seen a ton of trends. In fact, when I started, what was in style was mauve, pink, and green. Remember that?
I do Miami Vice.
It was all the rage at the time. Um, and then they went to oak, and then it comes and goes. So, my feeling on colors is if you're going to remodel a house, do it for you, do what you like, right? Because you're going to be the one that lives there. But it's interesting to hear people give feedback of, oh, well, it's dated, it needs work. So what defines dated could be a trend that comes and go just like the wind. But some of the rooms that are absolutely critical to focus on are the top 7 rooms. Curb appeal, number one. What does the outside of the home look like? The backyard, the view. I was just meeting with a seller, one of my listings, and he takes meticulous care of his home. You could tell, even in the wintertime when the yard is dormant, the grass was still kind of green. You could tell it was very neatly trimmed. Yet the neighbors weren't so much into taking care of their landscaping. So we see that a lot around here. A lot of it has to do with either their lifestyle or just that it's very, very difficult to get grass to grow in this high elevation, dry climate. So a lot of people, or they might have pets, the yards get torn up pretty easily. So the view is important, although you can't really control that so much. Living spaces are very, very important, even multiple living and kind of open, but not totally open, right? If that makes sense, that we went through this trend where everything was wide open, the kitchen and the great room, and now people want a little bit more partitioning. But having the kitchen updated as much as you can. It could be as simple as painting the cabinets will make it look more attractive. Putting on kitchen hardware, updating the appliances is relatively inexpensive. I wouldn't say painting the cabinets is a luxury thing unless you get a real craftsman to do it. Generally, if you're actually having to remodel a kitchen, you're going to spend a good amount of money to make it happen. But you can do some fluffy things that are not expensive that make it look really, really nice. Like maybe painting the cabinets and updating the counters with a nice quartz or granite product, changing the hardware. I had one listing in the Broadmoor last year, and she had these hardware knobs that were kind of had a white trim on them. So they leaned a little country, which was very big back in the 90s, right? And those knobs dated the home. So all we did in the kitchen was just change the knobs, neutralize the paint, boom, it sold for full price. Master bath, that's another place that's absolutely critical for buyers in general. They want fresh and clean. They don't want the carpet in the master bath. The builders did that because it was cheap. And most of the buyers really dislike carpet in master bathrooms or in bathrooms in general. Master bedroom should be very nice and serene and neutral. And then luxury buyers oftentimes are looking for more spaces where they can work from home. That kind of came about from COVID. A lot of people were stuck home. They allowed working from home, and then many of them stayed working from home. So, and then also functional convenience, things like having a main level bedroom is important if you have that opportunity, because a lot of people might have in-laws that can't do stairs when they're visiting or living there, or they might have maybe you have to get, as we're aging in place, get a new knee or a new ankle or something like that, and you can't do stairs for a while. They also want space for their cars, their toys, their uh, four-wheel devices, whatever they are. And of course, a home office space is really important for a lot of people. So it's really not the price. It's kind of funny. I did a little research, and I had a number in my mind before I looked up this number. I was thinking, okay, what defines luxury in terms of price? In this area, if you're spending over $1.2 million to $1.5 million, you're wandering into the luxury area, probably in El Paso County. Not so much maybe in Douglas County. You're maybe going over 1.5 to 2 million in Douglas County might be luxury. And Denver, it's kind of all over the place. Highlands Ranch, the average price is 700,000. Denver is 600,000. Colorado Springs is 520, and Douglas is 835. But get this, Richard, the average home price in Aspen is $13.2 million.
Unbelievable, but I guess it's Aspen believable. That's crazy.
Yeah, you can get a condo for a bargain at 3.6 million.
Well, if I move to Aspen, I guess I'll go with the condo.
But they probably aren't that nice. I would guess a $13 million home is pretty nice. But it's just interesting that it depends on where you are. And I've been told, like I talked to one of my clients that moved to the East Coast, and he told me that his if he had taken the house that he sold and moved it to the DC market where he sold that home for, I think, about 500,000. It would have been worth well over $1 million in that area. So my name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and the host of this show, Your Real Estate Voice. And we're talking about what luxury buyers are looking for in homes. And when we come back, just for a minute, we're going to touch on the top amenities that luxury buyers want. So if you are thinking of making a move, give us a call at 719-301-3900. Most agents show up and they ask the seller to let them list their home to find a buyer, but we show up with real offers for their home. So that's what makes us different. And to find out, just call 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
Now, Barb, we're discussing what luxury buyers want in a home for people out there who are thinking of upgrading their home. But what are some of those things that luxury buyers really want right here in this area?
Well, I think they want move-in ready. That doesn't mean a brand new, although brand new homes are very popular for luxury buyers. They kind of want a wow factor, especially with the cosmetic finishes, updates, kitchens and baths. They want smart homes. That was surprising in my research. I wasn't expecting that. They also want things like, nice indoor outdoor spaces, a flex room to allow a home office or something else, a workout room, smart appliances, smart window treatments, motion sensor, and then of course the master bath has to be spa-like, and the kitchen. So those key rooms again come back to us basically curb appeal, backyard view, living room, kitchen, master bathroom, and master bedroom have to be a wow, and that's what they expect. So if you are thinking of making a move and you'd like us to give you an idea what your home will sell for, even if it's a luxury home in this market, give us a call, 719-301-3900, or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice. That voice is Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold, Guaranteed Realty. And if you are thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about what should a home seller do if their house is not selling. Stay tuned for that.